Hello and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video will be me organizing my danmei collection in a new space. As of the time I am filming the voiceover portion of this intro, the shelves are already completely organized as you can see in the video. So I have mentioned in some past videos that I got laid off from my full-time job, and as a result I will be temporarily living with my sister. So I was able to bring my entire danmei collection with me and just some manga. Everything else that I own is going to be in storage in the meantime. So I wanted to go over organizing all of those things. This video will be focused on just my danmei collection. I'd initially planned to go over what I accumulated over the course of the year, in addition to the video I did of my danmei bookcase earlier in the year, but I'll just go ahead and do the entire thing. Let's see, what do I have to show for how I'll be trying to display everything? So I have two sets of these cube shelves from Walmart, and I am hoping that it will be able to hold most of my danmei books, and then the tops of the shelves will hold any like figures, acrylic stands, and all of that stuff. I have this mini easel stands to display badges because I have quite a few of those. And then I have, I can't remember what these are called, but you can basically display books on them and they will just stand by themselves. I want to be able to do that for some titles as well. So on the tops of the shelves, I was thinking I could do Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, because it's a series that I own quite a bit of figures and stands for. And also my other favorites, Arha and Ballad of Sword and Wine, but we're going to see how that goes because I do own quite a bit for those. I also have this like 3-tier acrylic stand, and I was hoping to use for acrylic stands because they do tend to take quite a bit of space, and I was hoping that with using the tier stand I will be able to have more space to display stuff. So I've already put one together. I have another set somewhere. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, I have bookends as well, since these are just freestanding shelves, at least at the top of the two bookcases. And then I have some wall-mounted shelves here. There's 3 of them. I'm having to bend a little bit to show you this, but I hope you get the point. Hopefully I'm able to display all of my danmei collection in the 2 bookcases at the bottom, but if I do have some overspill, I am willing to move them to the bottom of the 3 wall-mounted shelves. And then I also have this mini book, they're like mini shelves on the wall as well. I have 4 of them, 2 on one side of the bed, and then the other 2 are on the other side over there. I've decided that I'm going to display Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation on one of these, but that is enough yapping. I'm just going to go ahead and get started organizing everything. Starting with my Ballad of Sword and Wine cover. In the corner over there, I have the box set of the Chinese edition and an acrylic stand. Here I have the Thai edition box set and the, what do you call these things again? I guess you could call them like an Android figure from 𝕬𝕟𝕠𝕦𝕝. And then for the badge display, I'm struggling with this a little bit. So I already picked out some badges I probably wanted to display from the Chinese edition. And those would be these ones right here. That's not all of them. I still have another bag right here that I'm just going to save and figure out how I want to display the rest of my badges. But they are so pretty that it's hard to decide. And unfortunately, I got some more sigil badges from a Viet store after I placed an order with them. So here's one. Here's another one. I think these 2 are my favorites. This one and the first one I showed actually. And then here's the last one. But I only have 30 of those badge standards, so I can't exactly display everything. I love the way these two look, but I also kind of love these. They're so beautiful, and it matches my my desk mat. I've shown it in one of my videos. And then there is a third one of the both of them together that kind of matches those two. So I think I'm gonna go with that for now, as well as a jade pendant that came with it, and try to figure out the best way to display all of those. If I'm being completely honest, I actually cannot remember what all I have packed in some of these boxes, because the day I packed them, I was actually planning to organize them in this room on the same day, but some things happened and it just didn't quite work out the way that I'd planned, so I can't remember what is in each of the boxes, and I have to try to jog my memory to see what I own for each series and make sure that I have them out before moving on to other things. But I think this is all I'm going to display for Ballad of Sword and Wine. I do have this stand of both ℍ𝕆𝕤𝕤 and 𝕬𝕼𝕬𝕬 that I would have loved to display, but I'm not exactly sure how best to do that here. And for the badges, I went with those two on top of the Chinese edition, and I have some charms in the back, as well as this huge one also from the Chinese edition right here. I'm just gonna bring it closer. This one right here, and some other knickknacks. Everything else I own for the series are paper goods that I'm going to try to sort in a folder eventually down the line, but you wouldn't be seeing any more of those for the time being. I do have I can't remember what you call these things right here that I'm maybe going to try to display in the corner over there. I think that could be really pretty, but if I do, I'm going to show it in this video. Yeah, so that's the full thing. But on to the next one. Moving on to MTCS, I have just one volume of the Spanish edition. Trying to squeeze the bottom of the book into that space at the bottom, I think would have damaged it. So it's like a floating shelf, because once you're done putting books on it, you actually can't tell that they're... Oh, that's looking a little bit heavy. Okay, so I decided to go with just the English editions, and I'm going to add this adorable stand at the top, as well as two badges that kind of feel like a match to those standees. I picked this up at, I want to say it was 𝕤𝕬𝕤𝕤 while I was in Japan. They're so adorable. Oh my god. Yes. Okay, I will have to move things around a little bit here just to make sure everyone is showing. Okay, there we go. I think that looks good. Yay! Let's get you a little bit closer so you can see them. Cute. Okay, moving on to the rest of MTCS. This is a stand that I always knew was meant to be doing something more than just looking pretty, and this is a magnetic piece that actually completes it, and I could never figure out what this was meant to be doing there or what extra thing this piece was meant to be doing. But then I figured it out by mistake when I was packing up this stand, and you just put this right here and it sings. You can listen to that while I figure out how to set up this display. just... Is that the end of it? I'm missing 2 pieces of this. I've tried looking for it. I can't find it, so I have to save that for later. Okay, well, that is... Okay. Well, that is the end of the song, and I will fix this and come back. So I ended up displaying the Spanish edition on the top of the second bookcase right here with the childhood figures and some of the acrylic stands. And this is the setup on the 3-tier shelf. I have the 2 charms in the back, lots of stands here, and other just mostly standees, honestly. The rest of the space on the top of this bookcase I'm going to use for Arha, but things are a little bit chaotic here right now, so I'm going to have to leave that for later in the video, and I will move on to arranging the rest of my books first. I'd love to put these 2 standees right here. The base is so stupidly wide that if I put both of them, I wouldn't be able to fit the other figures I have for this series right there. So I will move those 2 out for now and figure out where else to put them. And put everything else in the meantime. Why do you keep falling? Okay. Okay, you cannot see a goddamn thing. Let's bring this down a little bit. This portion of the video is so low, you can't see a thing. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, I think I'm just gonna hold this, or at least leave it the way it is until I'm done. Official's blessing. And I also have the manual. I'm not even going to bother with figures just because those are so... Oh, and they fit perfect. I'm just gonna leave these guys here like that, and I think in between the 2 shelves here where I have Heaven Official's Blessings and Scumbag System, I will put figures for both titles right here because there's room there. And now I'm going to move to the very bottom of this bookcase. do we have here? I already went ahead to put the first volume on a display stand. I have the Chinese edition right here, but I will start with the Japanese ones. That's volume 2, 3, and 1. It says 1, 2, 3, so that has to be 4. Okay. The cover was done by 𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕚. If you know the artist, that's what the first one looks like. There's some illustrations on the inside as well. I'm just going to open a random one. It's so pretty. The second volume. Open another random illustration. Hope it lands on something that is actually safe for YouTube. And it is safe, luckily. Okay. The third volume. Let's see here. Oh, I think I put on the sleeve for this one incorrectly. So I'm gonna fix that and put it to the side. And the fourth volume. Did I do this one incorrectly as well? I think I just saw an illustration somewhere. Yeah. Oh, I love this scene so much. When 𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕚 and 𝕬𝕚𝕚𝕚 are riding the, is it 𝕞𝕬𝕤𝕚 from the what's the name of that clan? From the 𝕞𝕬𝕚𝕚 clan. Only 4 chaos to ensue. Okay, that's the Japanese edition. Now the Chinese edition. So this is the first volume. There is a lot of paper merch and other stuff. Inside of each volume, I don't exactly have... Well, I can't exactly show everything. There's just like so much. So, yeah. Pretend you saw it. Oh, the second volume. The third volume. I really love the color of this one. It's so pretty. Let's see, what do we have in here? There are some of these characters that I cannot recognize from the Chinese extras. Some of them are much easier to identify than others, and some of them are just like, who is that supposed to be? I do not know. Volume 4. The extras are actually in an envelope for this one. I did not show the cover, did I? Volume 4. And something totally fell out just now. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Is there anything worth showing? Well, some pretty art of 𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕚. And 𝕬𝕚𝕚𝕚 as well. Wow, those are incredibly beautiful. I actually haven't taken the time to really look through everything that came with this edition because I haven't had space to display it. There is a paper stand here. That looks like it's going to be beautiful once it's put together, but I doubt I have the room for it, so I'm just gonna put it back and move on to the last volume I own, which is volume 5. There is a 6th volume, but at the time when I bought this edition, the 6th volume hadn't been released. And when the 6th volume was released, they actually released like a set with sprayed edges. I am regretting it so much and wish that I waited for that edition to come out before I tried to buy this, but it is what it is. These are some really cute stickers, and I don't know what this is, but I get, oh my god, Look at Chuanin as a baby. My heart. Oh my god. He's so adorable. Ah! Cuteness aggression. Oh my god. Stop it. Okay. Moving on. That was way too freaking cute. And I have some extras from the Chinese edition in a separate box that I think I'm going to pick some pieces from to display on the top shelf here alongside some of the acrylic stands I already own. So there is this acrylic stand that you cannot see because it's still in the wrap right here, but there it is. Pretty. Oh, it's reversible. That's really nice. I have like these blocks. I believe these are based on art from 𝕤𝕬𝕬𝕬 as well, because I remember seeing both of these illustrations on her page. So you have this block as well as this one. I believe this was the inner illustration on one of the volumes. I want to say it was volume 4 or 5. Let's fact check that. It was volume 5, I think. Yes, volume 5. Well, not exactly the same, but it's close enough. Right here. I hope you can see that. Anyway, I think I do want to display those two. And we have badges. I cannot exactly display all of them. There are 8 of them that I can count right here. There's this really pretty set. I won't be displaying that, pretty as it is. Or this one, I believe this is also based on art from 𝕤𝕬𝕬𝕬. It looks like the same art from the one on this block right here. I would not be displaying that one either. I mean, if I have room to display more of them, maybe I'll go back and display some more of them. There's also this one that is really, really beautiful, but I will not be displaying that one either. This is the set that I have settled on at the bottom right here, because there's just so much emotion on both of their faces. And I think that would be perfect for Arha. 𝕤𝕬𝕬𝕬 is actually tearing up here. And even though Chuanin isn't crying, there's a lot of emotion on his face, like I said. So I think that would be perfect to display for Arha up here. And the last thing that is actually in here is what I want to say is a character book. There's the cover. I think that's also art by 𝕤𝕬𝕬𝕬. Chuanin, Chuanin, and lots of different illustrations. Okay, maybe not a character book, just some really important scenes from the series. Look at him again. He's so cute. Oh my god. Freaking adorable. Yeah, it looks like they're just some pretty important scenes from the series. I also have like a throw pillow here with both Chuanin and 𝕤𝕬𝕬𝕬's faces. I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and put that on my bed. So here is the pillow. Okay, that's one side with 𝕤𝕬𝕬𝕬 and the other with Chuanin. I wish I actually had badges with these illustrations, because I would have loved to put those out, but it is what it is. I like what I have, and I'm just going to go ahead and try to display it. Alright. Man, I always forget how much time these things take the minute you decide to film. But this is the Arha setup. I put together another one of the 3-tier stands. The Chinese edition is right there with the first volume of the English edition on top and some knickknacks. And then I have the Japanese edition right next to the English edition of MTCS right there with some, what do you call them? Badges as well. And I have just one acrylic stand that was too big to fit on top, so it's just going to have its own cube right here, and the rest of the space I'm going to use for the rest of my danmei collection. I think they should be able to fit in the remaining 5 cubes or so, but yeah, that's what it's looking like at the moment. Nice. At least it was taller. Okay. That's all there is for this publisher at the moment. I think I'm going to use this shelf for everything from danmei as well as Haitong as they get released this year, whatever I pick up, but that's it for the top. Okay, there we go. Display stands. This one being one.